Well, this is Guns, Knives, and Watches, and I've been watching a lot of videos lately about knives in general, and was looking at a lot of videos about the Becker BK2. It kept coming up. Modifications. What have we done to it? What are my thoughts on it? So I went to the box, and there's a Becker BK2 in it. And I haven't looked at this knife in a long time. As you can see, it doesn't have the hammer pommel on it like the new version. It doesn't have the new laser emblem. Of course, this one's a little more different than that. This one's not made by Ka-Bar. This is made by Camillus. So it's one of the ones before Becker actually moved over to Ka-Bar. One thing you'll notice on this knife is the sheath, the plastic actually comes all the way up, and then the loop attaches to it. That's actually probably, I like that design better than I do the ones from Ka-Bar now, where it attaches down here and the thing's kind of floppy. But it's neither here nor there. To kind of give you some understanding of how far also this kind of deal with Becker goes back. Of course, that's an older knife. The newer knife is the Camillus BK7 Extreme in S30V. Now you notice the Micarta handles, but these Micarta handles are pretty square around through here compared to what people are doing nowadays. That's a pretty square setup. So it's got its issues. But this was Becker's first attempt at micarta, I believe, on this particular line of knives, and it came in a Spec Ops sheath. That's Spec Ops, but it also has the Camillus tag on it, or Camillus, or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't really matter. But they don't exist anymore, and now they have been reborn. But this is the old company. As I said, this is before Becker Knife and Tool went to Ka-Bar. A lot of people have seen my Becker Knife and Tool BK15. This is the absolute best camping food prep knife. Nice thin blade, almost full flat grind, back to a sharpened, nice little finger choil. Is it necessary? Yeah, because there's where your sharpening edge starts. I've been looking at more of that lately, and since I've got that wicked edge, or the wicked edge, I've been having to pay a lot more attention to that. But anyway, really good knife, plastic handles, which for food prep, this is preferable. You really don't need to get, handle scales that are hard to clean up. And these, you can get whatever food in it, take the knife apart, clean it up, put it back together, no harm, no foul. Of course, if you're going to use it for food prep, the only oil I use on mine are actually olive oil if I'm using it for food prep, but that's neither here nor there, and that's what I wipe it down with. Don't want to do it with a typical knife oil, because that stuff's just not good for you. The kind of weird thing is that this is in Becker's tactical lineup with the Molly compatibility and and the pocket in the front and tan, and I've got the brown scales on it right now for contrast. It comes with the black scales, and it also comes with these, and these are plastic. And I said they're great for what this knife is for. They really are. I have no problem with that, and they're solid plastic, but it's life. Another knife that I went to go look up was this BK9, and this is an older BK9. This one's actually from Ka-Bar. Now, do you see that this has the same pommel on it? And I don't know if I mentioned that. As the Camillus, or Camillus. So everything old is new again. And that's where it actually came from. So he brought that, revised that, and brought that whole deal back to give a little more of a hammering surface for hammering steaks or something like that. Now, this BK9, as I said, is an older model. It has an actual roll marking in it, as opposed to the laser etching. The new ones are all laser etched. It's had some, you know, it's been used, but I'm going to tell you God's honest truth. I never got this knife. In fact, I really didn't like it. I've got a really sharp edge on it. It's, not a polished surface, but it's a very serviceable surface. But this knife I really didn't like. And then I was looking through a bunch of stuff, and I was watching all those BK2 videos, and I saw the Micarta scales. And I've known that they've had them, but I just really, sometimes it takes a minute for me to really lock onto a product. So, you can buy these things on Amazon. I think they're $43 and some dollars in free shipping. Or you can buy them directly from the manufacturer, which is, or the people that actually really deal with them a lot, is the K-Bar Knife Shop, I believe. But you can Google Micarta handles, and these Micarta handles from the BK2 also fit this knife, the BK7, the BK5, I believe, also. And that's not a complete list, so don't kind of hold me to it. Go look them up. But what this actually did, it not only improved the feel of it, which is really nice, and the feel is really good because they have see how much more rounded this is than the square. How that BK7 Extremes grip is. This one is much better. Much improved. But anyway, easy to take off, nuts and bolts, The one thing that was funny though, this might have been metric, which is different. Not used to that all the time. I am in other places, but not so much in America unless I'm working on, Volkswagens, Toyotas, this, there, or the other. But to be honest, it helped much more than that. And I know I have that familiarity with feeling Micarta, and we all like it, and it's a much improved surface over these plastic handle scales that came on it. And these are actually hollow. So I don't really like these as much as, and you'll probably never break it. They're probably so damn strong, unless it was really cold. You'd probably never break it. Anyway, but they're really light. I mean, they're extremely light, which a lot of people like that. But when I'm actually using a knife like this, for some reason there's a balance point, and this knife never achieved it. It never made it to that, oh, it feels, I have a good feel in the hand. And that's like the difference between that Spyderco Gail Bradley, the old version, and the new version. It's just half an ounce, but it changes the balance point of the knife. Does it make it perfect? No, but it improves it. Well, these actual Micarta scales, being solid, and Micarta is some pretty heavy stuff, it just really improves the balance point of this knife. It's just right about where you would expect it to be. And I've been using a lot of knives like this, and I hate to sit there and say this, out in the wilderness, if I just had this, I could do a lot of food prep. But it changed the balance point of that knife. That weight back there really improved the feel of this knife. And I think it's a really good investment. They're about $43. As I said, free shipping. It's the one knife that I would almost mandate that you get those Kydex. It will take that knife and really honestly take it to the next level as far as the balance, the feel, usability, how it just feels quite a bit better in hand. And I did not realize that there was going to be kind of that that difference, because these knives are skeletonized actually up under the handle. So a little bit of weight back there doesn't hurt it. Anyway, this is Guns, Knives, Watches, and my Becker BK9. The vast improvement that these handles make as far as just the feel, more importantly the balance, and you know, they don't have this squared off nature of this old BK7. Anyway, this is Guns, Knives, and Watches, and I really don't think there's anything else I can say, so have a good one.